Okay, so hey, what's guys? If your friend Captain Drs are back with KRS or the KRS and Drs Talks. And in this the video, we will be talking about the newly came out smartphone, which is both from a same brand, basically Xiaomi. But this is the Xiaomi's Redmi 12 5G, and there is also one another guy in the Poco, but with the same kind of specification, which is just Xiaomi Poco M. Yeah, the
M6
confusion
Pro
is with the
5G
name M6 Pro,
5G.
but there are a lot of M based smartphones to get yourself confused. But this is the latest and the greatest one, M6 Pro. We usually don't talk a lot about this budget smartphones nowadays around our main channel, which is the KRS and DRS, which focuses more onto the tech. But these phones were kind of good enough, and we both were having our own different thoughts. So that might be happening with you, and the same goes around with each and every smartphone. So we thought let's talk about this guy over the Gareth and Dara talk. So let's
And
get
let's
started
get
with this.
started. Well,
All
starting
right.
off the phone, usually we see the certain things and certain scenarios, and we talk about this processor a lot, the camera thing, and all the certain stuff. But if I tell you, if somebody is giving you the processor with the Snapdragon 865, are you going to buy that phone?
Snapdragon 865 is a really good processor. The 8 series is completely good, and as for me, the balance and the flagship capabilities that the Snapdragon 8 series is having is really good. No matter what is the size, 4 nanometer, 6 nanometer, 5 nanometer, doesn't matter. The 8 series is really fine. If brands are pushing the 855 nowadays also, then it might be a really good option in the budget type of factor, but it won't be happening due to a lot of budget options are available with the MediaTek and the Snapdragon both on the other hand.
Yeah, exactly. My thought and my opinion just matches to your thoughts, and the same happens with the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2. Not talking about the GPU more over here, but the processor has the very much capability in the GPU category. The GPU score is more as compared to Snapdragon 865. So, what do you think in the perspective of the gaming? It is not as much as powerful, not as much as balance. You will get around 30 FPS, which I have here that
Yeah,
game provides around 30 FPS of the gaming. While if talking about the Snapdragon 865, which has the lower side of GPU as compared to the 4 Gen 2, over there you can play around the 60 FPS in the extreme sector. So is there
that's
a
basically
catch
a
in
big
the
benefit.
processor?
That's the basically a big benefit of the Snapdragon 8 series. If we compare it with the budget type of factors, 695 came up. There were a lot of hype, lot of things were there, but that guy was lagging behind with the 4K video recording, and that same type of scenario is with this guy. We will be seeing the 4 nanometer coming into the budget sector, but this might be a big issue. The more quality of stuff won't be announced on this budget type of 4 nanometer based processor. Basically, that's a good thing that the 4 nanometer based is there. Also, it is having a 5G capabilities. We will be talking about that because of the that also happens with the battery backup. The size is small and the battery backup will be also increased. In a bit, we'll be talking about that. But
Well,
if I do have to talk about
yes.
my main focus was it basically due to the complete design of this guy. The glass back at this price point, the 5G connectivity too is really hard to see. But it reminds me a lot of the old Redmi based smartphone, that complete flat back panel. Basically I'm talking about the Redmi 12 5G. The Poco one, um, yeah, it's decently good enough having its own Poco, that yellowish type of design, and that same type of scenario is there with that Poco on this side and a big back panel with the color and a big camera island. But at a first glance, this is a really nice to see that also they have managed to keep the punch hole, a glass bag, and a really flat design. Nice thing.
The things is nice on the phone, but I think the one camera is not legit in these days. Only 50 megapixel plus 2. You are getting the 5G thing also inside this phone.
The secondary camera should be, it is kind of, say, people are, the people might be thinking that this guy is having a triple camera setup due to that flash has been so, really, really well kept. I can't say that word, but it's kind of a gimmick. But yeah, we all should be understanding it's a dual camera. Also, it's a single camera with a 50 megapixel main sensor. Both are having that same sensor, f1.8 aperture wide sensor is there. But to be frank, the 50 megapixel sensor takes out good quality photos, has been seen around on the web page of the Xiaomi and the Poco.
Yeah,
And funny
no
enough,
doubt about that thing.
and funny enough, both phones, I don't know how brands are able to sell the same phone, same hardware on same website, because the Poco is basically the Xiaomi's sub brand.
They were telling that they have been separated. So now Poco is their own stuff, but we know the inner gaming plays as long as seen in the BBK Electronics a lot time, and same with the Xiaomi. There is nothing much new about to tell that thing.
And if you wanted to differentiate this both the smartphones, see, the Redmi 12 5G is having a different versions over here. That is a 4128 option. That's why it's an expensive digital smartphone, and also 6128 and 8256, which I believe that the 8256 might be too much to pay for the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2, because it is not that much a high end on this guy, so I won't be telling you. But if you go around with the Poco M6 Pro, this guy is having also two variants. And to be frank, this guy is coming with the 464, and has a first glance, you will be thinking 464 in 2023, and who buys the 64 GB? Even a single photo will be of 2 to 3 MB, and there is application sizes will be going around and around. See, the 464 is basically to kept it under 10K. That's why it's there. Or else if they want to decrease the price more, then there might be a 3 plus 32 GB. But if you wanted to spend more with the 4 Gen 2, that is a 6128 if you wanted one.
But I am still not satisfied with the 464 because Poco was the brand who bring the Poco F1 and was recognized. They can do anything in the certain market section.
The F series is completely different.
No, I am.
And
This
the
is
M
the
series
great
is
example
completely
of
different.
the capability of the Poco. If Poco can bring Poco F1, then they can bring something like 6 plus 128 in around 11,000 or around that price tag, or under 10,000. The capability is that of.
If you don't know, this M series is basically doing that same shit. I can't say that word, but it's the completely same thing. They are keeping the Redmi phones, which launches in China around a couple of months afterwards, and it comes into the Poco. That same thing goes around with the M series. That's why I usually don't talk a lot about this onto the weekly tech updates too. But yeah, it's still there. People don't know a lot about this. Smartphones have been so completely same in the specification. It was seen in the past from we can say the Redmi and the Realme was into a big competition. We got to see a complete identical same phones, same design and everything. But that was complete. Now there are brands doing complete same thing. Oppo, OnePlus is there. Redmi. We have an example of Redmi and Xiaomi. Not the Xiaomi. The Redmi and the Poco is there. Basically, both are the Xiaomi brand. Same goes around with the Vivo's iQOO and the Vivo's Z series based smartphone. So it's common nowadays.
But still, with the 64 GB, they are telling that this is the gaming phone. You will get the 90 hertz for the gaming category thing. And if how much game you install in the, for example, if you are installing the Call of Duty, the PUBG, what will be the storage of your phone scenario? The half of the thing will be full.
Under 10K, I should be saying that you can't get a gaming phone in 2023 as a fresh piece. Basically, I'm talking about the retail box, not the second-hand market. You can't get it under 10K. If you go around in the past, there were a couple of good processors out there under the 10K, and there wasn't any games which were big enough to come around with the under the 64 GB. So you can't get it nowadays with the 64 GB. Basically, the two games which you told it, the BGMI and the Call of Duty Mobile, will be taking the complete space out of there. And if I do have to say so, both the phones come with the bloatware, so those will be also taking some of your space. So yeah, you have to get yourself adjusted.
Yeah, so that is the reason that 64 GB is not acceptable. I am telling like that
It's
because
just a a marketing gimmick to get it under the 10K.
yes,
That's
even
basically
even the
coming around with.
banner even the banner suggests that this phone is under the 10K, but that doesn't seem the reality that you will get only the 64 storage, which is nothing like these days to use. Even the starting variant of the phone nowadays is like 128 GB or either 256 GB, which is normal nowadays if you are just paring some of the price tags.
Yeah, and also this phone is also having the IP53 certification, which at this price point we hardly see, and we hadn't tested the both of the phones, nor we got one, so we don't have our opinion. But if your phone survives in the IP53 certification, basically this is the dust and a splash certification. Resistance is that. Most of the phones have this guy one, but this guy has the IP53 certification, which is hard to see at this price point.
Even I think the charging speed is also slow, which is only the 18-watt charger because they have tons
Under
of
10K, under 15 to 25K, not 25K, under 13K, there are brands who give power adapters at a high rate around 30 watt, 25 watt, but the phones are having the low capabilities, basically just to make sure that people get confused that the phone is having the 22 watt of power adapter inside the box, but it is only having the 18 watt of power adapter charging support. Why?
yes.
It's
But as per my knowledge, I think the Poco M4 was having the 33-watt charger inside the box.
Poco M4 was launched in the previous generation. See, if you go around and if you take a Poco M5 Pro also, there is a lot of things that the Poco M5 Pro was having in a good manner, but the M6 Pro isn't having. Um, in series of the Xiaomi's, or you can say the most of the Chinese brands, the series that doesn't matter around in the budget market. If you go into flagship, the series does matter into the flagship market.
But generally, if we see the brandings and if we see the names, they are in the increasing order, and we expect the specification and all the certain things will be increased. But in the charges
That
scenario,
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen into the budget market. That's all. That's basically all happening into the flagship market because there are many minute things which needed to be updated over there.
so they in the budget category, the price game is all only fair.
Yes, exactly. Coming around with the cameras again, these guys are having a 1080p 30 fps support for the both rear and the front. Um, really nice. But I was hoping to get upon with the 1080p 60 fps. See, the 4 Gen 2 is having a lot of capabilities, and 1080p 60 fps could be fulfilled. Basically, there are a lot of phones who are having the capabilities of the 1080p 60 fps with the 4G connectivity. I know you are selling to get into the 5G market and stuff like that, but I want that 60 fps support.
Um, they specially tell about this is the gaming phone and this phone has been built for gaming, but I am still not satisfied with the power of the GPU provided by the 4 Gen 2 is not up to its full potential.
See, the 4 Gen 2 is a good processor, but the way the brand are marketing is that it has a there are a lot of things which needed to be coming over here in future or near future. We might be able to see the capabilities coming around with the 4 Gen 2, but this processor is good into the long term. But I don't know how Xiaomi and Poco will be going around because they are having a lot of issues with the hardware support and a lot of things are happening in the recent past. So I hope this smartphone goes really well. The complete lineup of the smartphones or complete batches of the smartphones goes really well.
Yeah, as per the processor they have provided, I am happy to say that this phone is exciting, but there are still some catches which I am not getting about. First of all, the processor not accepted with the Gen series, especially because Gen is the trusted series, and I don't know, maybe Poco is playing the inner capability thing of the processor, not getting the full potential of the processor done by something
Yes,
like OnePlus.
this
Yeah,
phone won't be having the full capability of the processor. At this price point, if they give the full capability of the processor, then who will be buying their other phones? That might be a question. So yeah, that's a completely different thing. 4 Gen 2, this complete Gen 2 is having a lot of potential and stuff like that, but the names of the series does matter, such as the 4 Gen 2, 7 Gen 2, 8 Gen 2. There is upwards, and the 4 Gen, 7 Gen, each are having its own way of benefits.
and talking about the other phones, if you buy the non 5G model, you will get the 8 megapixel camera.
Yeah, see, in non 5G, there are some good options. So Realme has developed those. C53 is there, 50 megapixel
No, I
sensor
am
is
not
there,
talking
and
about the C53. I am talking about the same Xiaomi phone, which is of the 4G variant, if you remember.
yeah, Redmi 12 4G, right?
Yes.
Yes. Basically, the same selfie camera is there on three of those
Certain
phones.
specifications are same. In spite, they are also they are having the 4G, which is a bad luck of that phone. Over there, you will get the 8 megapixel camera of the, I think, ultra wide is there, right?
I didn't remember of the Redmi 12 specifications, but that phone
58 plus 2
was
is
having
there.
some 58 plus 2 is that.
Yeah, in the
That's
4G variant.
kind of their triple camera setup, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got to see the specifications. 8 megapixel is there, Helio G88, and yeah, there is also the your favorite option. 4128 is there, so you can get yourself. But this guy is having a eMMCC 5.1, while the 5G versions are having a UFS 2.2. But a lot of things are completely same, such as the Bluetooth, 5000 mAh battery, side mount fingerprint scanner, the design, each and everything.
Well, many I think that many of are going to buy this phone, but these are the all certain realities we have to take in mind, and many have been not up to the mark into the first sale. So if you are going for the second sale, then all the certain things you have to just put on your mind and go for the second one.
But yeah, if you are going around for any of the phone, the Redmi 12 5G, the Xiaomi Poco M4, M6 Pro basically, and the Redmi 12 4G version, I would be suggesting get yourself a good handy coverage, because these phones are having some of the big ups and downs with the display, and a lot of things we have been seeing around in recent past. As I'm more active on the current X, basically the Twitter, so I got to know about that. But anyways, phones are good as per the price point. There are some questionable things which we talked about. For
Especially,
me,
I am very much happy with the Poco because they are giving the 90 hertz over that thing,
um,
and is
Redmi 12 5G is also giving the 90 hertz.
yeah, but
Basically, both are having the same display, and this is a 1080p display, right? Very rarely we got to see 1080p display at this price point nowadays.
yeah, so for each and everything is great, but these were our thoughts and the certain things which each customer need to experience and will be experienced while using this phone. So
And while this phones are having a 5000 mAh battery, the processor will be paying a really good efforts. Basically, it's a 4 nanometer based processor, and it is having a latest technology. So we might be expecting a complete full day battery backup for a long time, but it's up to the optimization what is done for this guy. And Type C ports are there, headphone jack is still there, side mount fingerprint scanner is there, Bluetooth 5.3 is there. So it's a good package-based smartphone for a normal day daily user.
And
Don't accept high quality hardcore stuff because it hasn't
this
had
is
enough
not up to the
potential.
mark processor provided by Poco and Xiaomi, especially. And the other thing that we should expect the 1 day battery because there is not any kind of a crazy high core camera in this phone. Only the single 50 megapixel camera is
But
there.
by the time will be passing, this 50 megapixel sensor will be taking a lot of time to load the images and stuff with the HDR quality and the stuff on the top.
And the gaming in the gaming also you cannot go the extreme level which has the capability of this processor.
But under 10K, it's giving good quality. Good means at a pinch good quality, not my full good quality processing gaming can be provided on this guy. 30 FPS for a long time you can't accept. By the time will be passing, you will be moving upon and playing some normal end games on this guy only.
It sometimes feel like having the gaming like this is expected in the 485G Snapdragon.
That was if they have kept the 485G at this price point, then it will be a justified phone.
Yes.
But 4 Gen 2 is there, a lot of questions will be creating. Basically, the Gen 2 has been added in the pack, so that flagship type of stuff will be having over here. But the 4 nanometer based, that might be also one of the key selling for this guy.
I think the battery, if someone is looking for the battery kind of thing, this will play a great role because if the person is gaming also, then also I think the battery should be long lasting 1 day because you cannot go the extreme level, and if the extreme level is not there, the person can play as many as game
all
as
all
them.
and all and to the heating of this phone, so that basically happens. Basically the processor won't be having a high potential, and if the phone get too much heated, then it won't be reaching the full day battery life. But yeah, that's my advice on my hand. Basically, if the phone is too much heated up, don't keep it directly into the charging. It will be affecting the battery, the charging port, and a lot of other circuit board inside the phone, basically directly onto the hardware. So don't keep it. Keep the phone as it is in a side. Don't use it for a while. When the phone's temperature is normal, keep it in the charging if you want it, if your battery is really low.
And if you want to play more games, then don't play in the extreme as we do nowadays, playing in the low settings that we can enjoy the more gaming sports. You can do something like
Yeah.
that also in this phone.
So yeah, that was all about this both the phones, and we talked about the Redmi 12 4G edition too. Redmi 12 5G, Poco M6 Pro 5G is good. They are good as per the price point, but there are some things which are ups and downs coming out on this both the phones, basically on three of the phones. So what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section down below. Basically, we respect your thoughts too in the comment section. Well, we could start a good conversation. This was Captain Drs with Kiara. We'll catch you in the next video. Like, share, subscribe. Gonna be appreciating our work as usual. We're gonna be talking that, and it will also keep us motivated for making more videos. Was Captain Drs with Kiara. We'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay connected. Peace out.